Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Nick from MMA Pixels here with Tyler Beneke, the 155 King of the Cage champion and the CFC lightweight champion. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing well, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. So you're fresh off a new title victory. You're now 5-0. You had four finishes in your last four fights. What's next, man?
Um, I'm actually I'm trying to get the professional fights coming in now. I wanted to defend the amateur titles just to like keep them because one I want to teach one day and I want to own a gym and I really think they would just look nice in a gym. Um, but no, from here on out I only want to take professional fights. My wrestling coach got me an agent, so we're in the works, man. Hopefully before the new year, dude. I'm excited.
What's something that you're looking for in a professional fight league? Like location, money. Like, what's the most important thing that you're looking for?
um, right now, just someone to work with me and locations. I like King of the Cage. I like the location down here. Um, just simply because I grew up in the area and people already kind of knew me, especially in my hometown. As you know, I was just a scrappy kid. I was always getting in fights, so people already kind of knew my name before I ever stepped in a octagon or a cage. But yeah, I think it would be cool. California Fight League too. I know they have some like professional fights that they do. If we could get something going at the Hard Rock, and if we promoted it right, I think we could do like, you know what I mean. We could have a nice little showing.
Right. Yeah, I think that helps out a lot when you're coming up in a promotion, and they also do like amateur and pro, so that way you can make the transition.
Yeah, and I'm a local boy. You know what I mean? Like everybody in the area, I know everybody. It's a small area. It started as a small area around here, so everybody knows everybody.
So you have a lot of people come out and watch you fight.
Yeah, like my first amateur fight. I mean, the last one we didn't do so well. I have a hard time promoting myself and putting time into like the ticket sales. I just train my ass off, and I have a hard time even thinking about that shit. I'm just totally focused on my opponent and my fight. But my first amateur fight, it was an amateur fight. We brought out almost 200 people, and we brought them all the way out to Victorville from Beaumont. It was, if we could do something at the Hard Rock, I feel like that's the spot. You know what I mean? Because we had one there at the Hard Rock, and we didn't have very many people show up again because I wasn't promoting it right. But I think if I put the time and effort into it, we can get, you know what I mean, we can get like maybe like 1,000 people out there. Could be pretty cool.
Right. Well, you mentioned now you have a manager, correct?
Yeah,
So maybe some of that burden will fall onto them. Let you focus on
yeah,
fighting.
yeah. Hopefully, yeah. You got to pay the man, but yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
And so has your mindset changed, already? Like, I am a pro mixed martial artist now?
Yeah, I've always kind of felt like that. I just wasn't competing enough. I have three kids and I work, so I wasn't really getting in the competition. I've been competing for 3 years now though, and I've always kind of sparred with pros and rolled around with pros, and I've always felt on par. Um, and I know fighting in like a big area or like a big arena and fighting on the big stage, they say that gets to you. And once you go pro, like a lot of people like let it get to them. But I meditate a lot, and I visualize a lot, and I could put myself in that spot. And the last fight I did, I mean, that was as big as it gets. You know what I mean? It wasn't no pro or amateur shit to me. Like it was just me fighting another dude in a fucking, you know what I mean, in an arena. Like Herb Dean was our ref. He was an athletic game cat. Like it felt like a pro fight. So I just think it's all your mindset and being there. And to be honest, like I was raised in that kind of environment. I was raised in a heightened environment where I think my nervous system is just ready for it. It's ready to go. It's I had a, yeah, I could feel it. I'm comfy in there. I'm having fun in there. I could see it. And I could see people in the back. I could see their energy. I could feel their energy. And even the pros, I could see the anxiety and and I could see that. So I think if I can master that, then yeah, man, I'm ready to go, dude.
Is that something that you deal with leading up to the fight, like anxiety?
Yeah, I, yeah, and I'll be honest with you too. Brother. I was a heroin addict for 6 years. You know, I got out and uh, I think I had like some post traumatic stress. You know, I was never really dealing with life. You know, I never dealt with anything. I was just shutting myself out. I got to a point where I was just shutting life out. You know, and I got out of that, and life just hit me fast. You know, a year out, I had a kid, I had to work. You know, I had everything going, and I was going out a lot. I was getting, you know, going to the bar a lot, not fucking knowing what the fuck I was doing with myself. Drinking, fucking one night drinking, got in a fight, and I got my ass kicked. And I remember being like really like, I was always a scrappy guy, and I always kind of held, you know, I had a big ego, you know, growing up. So when that happened, I went in and I just started training, and it was like my new addiction, and I tapped back into some athleticism that I had as a kid, and I've been in love with it ever since, and I've just been going.
Was there like a point where you get in quite a bit of fights, and then you had that fight, or was that just a one-time thing, and then it opened
Well,
your eyes?
growing up, I was getting into a lot of fights, and then going out in the bar, yeah, dude, I was telling you, I was like fresh out of rehab. I was like maybe like 3 months out every weekend, you know. So I knew there was like some unbalance in my life, and I couldn't figure out where to put my energy. You know, I didn't know what to do with myself. And I think as natural human beings, especially now, we have like a hard time with that kind of shit. You know, like going to work and trying to sell shit, or you know, I work in sales now. You know, but like that shouldn't give you anxiety. Or waking up and fucking going to work, like that shouldn't give you anxiety. Like we should be getting anxiety from fucking like stress, like maybe like a predator in the wild, or like you know, or like a fight. So I feel like that's where I've been trying to tap into that, because I was getting into a lot of fights, and I was just fucking up. I just started fucking up again. I wasn't doing heroin, but I was just fucking up. I was just going out and drinking and just, you know, fucking chasing some I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, I got my ass kicked, and I was like, you know what? My brother was doing martial arts. He was actually doing kung fu at the time, so I got my ass kicked, and I went into the gym with him, and I just started kind of playing with him a little bit, just sparring every night, and yeah, man, and then I fell in love with it.
Right on. You mentioned you work in sales. I just a picture like the Fight Club scene where they're all at the office with the black eye and the stitches, and has that ever happened where you had to show up to work with you know, kind of beat up?
Yeah. And I work in and I sell suits, so I fucking, you know, I sell high end suits. I work at Hugo Boss, so yeah, I mean, like I'm like suited and booted. My Muay Thai coach, he calls me Tyler Durden.
Oh wow,
that's really like my only nickname I've ever gotten from anybody. Shout out to Dave Cryer. He called me Tyler Durden.
You gotta, I don't know if you ever seen that time where Rory McDonald was getting his hands wrapped backstage. He was in the suit. It's pretty crazy. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen it, brother.
So right on. So you got the manager looking for a fight for you. Perfect scenario. When do you want to step back in there?
Man, I'm thinking maybe like, I was thinking November, but I'm dealing with like I have some issues in my back right now, so I'm thinking maybe hopefully January, no later than January, because I had a layoff a little bit, and I noticed when I was competing a lot, you get in that flow. I think that is a thing too. Like when you're competing a lot, you do get that flow going. So I'm not too out, and then if so, I'll probably hit like a couple jiu-jitsu tournaments. I want to hit some amateur boxing too, maybe in between.
Right on. And just a shout out where you're training at and some of your training partners.
So one of my biggest training partners is, of course, my little brother Matthew, dude. He's my weight. He's he's just as athletic as me. I love him, dude. He's always there for me. I want to give him a huge shout out. My brother Jesse as well. Jesse Guillen. He helps me with my boxing. He's an outstanding boxer. And then we train out of we do some boxing out in Indio with Joel and Antonio Diaz. And then I also get working in Riverside MMA. That's my home gym with Josh Gale. He's my head wrestling coach. Matt Curl, he's the head coach over there. Dave Cryer, he's the Muay Thai coach. He also helps us out with jiu-jitsu and wrestling. And Sean Ruiz, who's now the head jiu-jitsu coach. So we have a good. We're in Southern California. Where are you from, brother?
Oh, I'm up in Northern California, Modesto.
Modesto, yeah. See, down here we have like 3 of the best boxing gyms in the world within like a 100-mile radius, and then we just have jiu-jitsu schools everywhere. And there's just, Riverside, San Bernardino, Los Angeles, India, like it's saturated down here. We're blessed, dude.
Right, yeah, I've been down there. You mentioned Victorville. I actually lived at Fort Irwin for a long time.
Oh, there you go, yeah. Yep.
So, where can the fans connect with you on social media?
So I just started my fighter profile. It's kind of weak. I have like no followers. I'm still trying to get that going, but it's just Tyler Beneke. They could just Tyler Beneke.
Right on. I appreciate your time, man. Make sure everyone go give him a follow so that we could find out when he's making his pro debut. The champ, CFL 155 champ, king of the cage, lightweight champion, Tyler Beneke. Thank you.
Hey, thank you, brother, so much, man.